Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry.
What, the snow bothers you all? Clean, pristine as order.
Been some time since we've seen a winter, sir.
I understand.
Hopefully the morning's been treating you well.
Somewhat. We got an unexpected visitor. I'm not sure if the Chancellor mentioned it yet.
I know.
We saw both of you.
I have yet to speak to him.
Well, the person in question was a villager from Linvale. As to the reasons why they trekked so far in such weathers is unknown to me. I'm supposing we'll find out soon.
I see.
We are waiting on Umbra.
As always, do not have a second in command.
Crip? Yes, Tara. Is your second available?
What about a crib?
I might know there's a cataclysmic event when Umbers get first. For once.
You're
He
right.
told me he had edited the training grounds.
Oh, they're usually the late ones.
Relay it to him.
If he's late.
Absolutely.
Right.
We were showing around the new students to the dorm, sir.
We heard. We have a lot to discuss today.
I didn't know Zuko was also the messenger for Umbra.
Thank you.
We'll be joining all of you, doesn't it?
Of course. Mr. Rival, please.
Thank you.
Ladies first.
Oh, right. I'll have to leave the tables. Yeah. Oh.
All right. Unfortunately, today there's a lot to go over. Many of this information I have learned only within the past, I would say, 20 minutes. First and foremost, apparently,
Perhaps that one.
we have another saboteur on the island. Someone has damaged the ship. The rudder attacked with some kind of ice magic. Ice? Yes. However, as we know, there has been a couple instances of sabotage. Thankfully, this one hasn't proven lethal yet. I have alerted the captain and let him know that I will be having the Mr. Rivard's team go and check it out and do some light repairs to make sure it is seaworthy. So that is something that you should mention to your members of crafting division. That should be done within the next several days. Now, I have also learned of a third issue as such. Captain Taulani, if you could take the stage and tell them all what you heard from our friend.
If I could please employ my second in command to help me make sure we don't miss anything.
Of course.
We have just recently taken in a person who was found by our two associates, out of which were captured and have admitted their services to us from Ken Vales's crew of adversaries that we fought. Whilst out scouting, they had apparently found a woman from Linvale, out of which had almost lost her life to the sheer cold outside, and she had pressing news about what seems to be some sort of believed perpetuated damage to the food storages in Linvale.
Interesting. I wasn't aware they'd gone to Linvale.
Yuki, if you could help with...
Though I
Alrighty,
suppose Malik did mention that in one of his reports.
Very recently, that was in some kind of storage unit. She thinks it's set up. She doesn't think it was an accident. And, yeah. There was something more, wasn't it?
Regardless of that, Linville has taken a grievous hit to their food supplies. Overhearing from the Chancellor earlier, we are looking to put forward some efforts to help in subjugating some of that burden of theirs, but as far as a permanent solution, there's still an entire winter's worth season out of which they would still need to make their way through. So obviously a long-term solution needs to be found.
How very kind.
The woman in question, Sophia, is currently being sought after, and with the Chancellor's permission is being allowed permits to stay here for a foreseeable amount of time until the blizzard dissipates or any other reason after there, if she decides to stay longer for any reason. After that, we are in talks to send some sort of aid to Linvale to discuss further actions, and to, of course, get her home safe.
Thank you very much, Captain. You may return.
Yes, sir.
So, in just the last few days, we've had 3 distinct acts. The lock, the ship, and now the stores, the food stores of Linvale.
You don't think they're all
Personally, I find
connected,
it
do
very
you?
suspicious that these 3 things happened in such quick succession. Another interesting thing that I've been come to made aware of by Captain Pumpkin Patch is on their way to the island, they were chased down briefly by another ship. A ship with a red lady at the front part of a ship. I don't know what the fuck it's called. So they're calling it
A
the Red
figurehead.
Lady.
Sir.
Figurehead, thank you. Well, either way,
Thanks, Malik.
they were chased down, which potentially means pirates. They lost them in the fog, but they were in fact chased. So, if there is anybody on the island that you do not recognize, if you see anything suspicious, please report it. Or arrest that individual immediately if need be. Lothario, yes.
Do we have a description of the woman from Linvale? So as not to confuse her with...
She is Zvirakin, short dark hair. I think it was cat or wolf. I didn't look at her tail.
Fox or something.
But
She
smaller
was the woman in the cafeteria of the food
Yes,
hall.
that was her.
Yes, she's probably there now.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay.
I had another question. Do our captain's comms, they're only one way, if I remember correctly, from the teachers to
They
us?
are, yes.
I see. Right. Just wanted to confirm.
Well,
If we are unable to capture the individuals, should we let them run or otherwise?
otherwise.
Understood.
Alright, soldiers. Oh, yes.
Is it possible to get between here and Linvale and then back in a single day, considering the snowstorm?
While it would be
Likely
possible, I think
not.
at the moment it would be a little dangerous. Besides, I would like us to gather enough supplies before we start heading out.
What I mean is, doesn't that open up the possibility that there's more than one saboteur?
It does. Which is why I'm very suspicious of this Red Lady ship.
Understood, sir.
They,
Now,
do they have the possibility of docking at here at least, or at least if they could find a way here? Do we have any defenses against the ship
if the
itself?
ship comes through the barrier, then we will know. It will be very loud.
Right.
Besides, usually the first thing that happens when a ship comes in and the bell goes off, 90% of the students show up at the docks within moments. So, I think we'll know if a ship docks. Now, for the students going on this aid mission to Linvale when the snow breaks, which teams are not full at the moment? I believe there should be 3 of you. Umbra, Ventus, and Lumen. Alright. I will be sending you 3 on this mission, and you may mix the unsorted amongst you and take them with you. Is that understood?
When is this happening, sir?
Understood.
When the storm breaks. Looks like it to be a big one, so I imagine sometime early or mid next week.
Understood.
We have time. We also need to be working heavily on food production very hard during the storm. It will be difficult, but we need to get them food. As well, Mordred. I believe you should be going with them as well.
Understood.
Excellent. And I will talk to you and Bombadil at some point about perhaps making more of that special fertilizer. And maybe we can help restart their crops.
Very well.
Excellent. Now, I do believe our investor would like to ask something.
Yes, my dear students. It is first of all good to see all of you in one room. For the people that have not yet gotten to know me, I'd like to reintroduce myself. My name is Sinclair Daynor. I am the representative of the group The Setting Sun. We are in itself another group that works towards the same goal as Rosewood, and we perhaps wanted to figure out that if our goals are properly aligned, as well as our teachings align as well in the things that we can agree on, perhaps a cooperative partnership, even supplies, teachings, whatever it may be that Rosewood needs, and of course, if we should need muscle, clearly visible by all of your talents, then we would perhaps ask that of you as well. But in any case, the reason why I am here, I had the idea that perhaps the students themselves teach me a little bit about Rosewood and what it is. I understand that the teachers themselves have their own opinions and are very much working for Madame Rosewood, but what matters to me is that the students themselves understand what it truly means to be here, and that is something that I want to figure out. So I would like for the teams that are available, specifically today I was looking towards Team Aqua as well as Team Ignis, to perhaps show me around the island a little bit. Specifically, I have selected different places for the teams that are not currently available to be selected, that they can sort of prepare themselves over the coming days. Specifically speaking, when it comes to Team Aqua, you will be, as already told, will be perhaps showing me the relations between Linvale as well as your own when it comes to Rosewood, and Team Ignis, you will be showing me and explaining me a little bit about the dormitorian area that relates to the academy. The other teams, Team Ventus, when the time comes, I would like for you to be prepared to perhaps teach me a little bit about the arena as well as what you've learned within it. Team Umbra, I would like when the time comes that you tell me and explain me a little bit about the campus itself. Perhaps about the classes that you've taken, perhaps about what you understand, what is Rosewood for you, per se. And when the time comes for Team Lumen, I would hope that you all explain to me about the farms as well as the agriculture base, since especially nowadays it is a important topic that needs to be addressed in that sense. But until then, I do want to be upfront when it comes to such things. I understand that I have also arrived on the boat, which kind of, I guess, to say honestly, brought this ill wind in, and if it becomes from me, I apologize that I'm a bearer of bad news. But if, of course, in these dangerous situations, if you might have any questions towards me, you can openly ask them, and I will, of course, provide as much information as I can without revealing secrets that might be of the setting sun. In the end, we are our own group as well, but when it comes to me and my experiences and my journey, I am very open to tell whatever needs be. If you have any questions, by all means, feel free to ask me, but unless there's anything else, Councillor Malik, that would be all.
This is everything. Any questions? All right, then today that would be, it was Aqua and Ignis, and the rest of you in the following days. Excellent. I think we have one final announcement. Mr. Rosewood?
Yes.
Wait, you had one too?
Thank you, Malik.
Yes, I had one too. I thought you were referring to me. Go
Oh,
on.
no,
I only have
you wanted to say
Mine may take a bit longer if you would like to go first.
I can wait. Not to worry.
Alright. Well, in the coming days, myself and Miss Alea have arranged a sort of event for you all to display your skills. It's going to be called Sharks and Minnows. Each team is going to be going up against one of the other teams. We won't be saying who until the day comes. Sharks will be playing as defenders, and Minnows will be playing as attackers. Your goal is to get into the other's dorm. The dorms will be unlocked during this time.
Fire happened.
And
how long
Sharks,
ago did the fire happen?
You will have to prevent them.
It was
can
very
either win
recent,
by downing
like
the entire team,
2 weeks max.
or getting into the other's dorm.
Probably.
Each team will
I don't
dedicate
know the exact
one
date, but
medic,
about
and they
no
will be
more than
given
2
3
weeks ago.
potions. They are each a shroud potion, and you may disperse this among the team as you will.
Thank you.
And each player will be getting a shroud potion that costs 3 hits. Do not go over the 3 hits, otherwise you will be penalized. This is not a competition. This is just to display your skills. I believe that is all.
Thank you.
Thank you for the floor. Excuse me for the information overload. I assume that it is a lot to take in, but by extension of Jackson and Caden, they have alerted me of a certain etheric project that I believe that those who have the class in it should take part in it. So any of your etheric students, please let them know and tell them to meet me up on the 3rd floor with the Aetherite classroom is, and we will discuss further information there. Again, this is possibly only for the etheric students, though anyone who would like to sort of spectate and share in this idea and endeavor,
What do you have planned?
I welcome thee. That is all.
Excuse me. Zuko.
Yes?
Will there be a bell for this event?
For mine or hers?
Yes, I'll ring the event bell in, say, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, sound good? Should be fine.
That will be doable. I will stay there for the remainder of the time, regardless.
Excellent. Alright, any further questions? I know there was a lot to dump on you all this morning. Then I'm sorry for taking up so much of your time. You're all dismissed.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Chancellor Malik, I had
you're
a private question I was wondering if I
Would you
could
mind me speaking?
discuss with you. I don't know when you'd be free again.
Professor Octavian.
Before you leave,
Yes.
a small question. I was
Shall we?
informed that you might be the leading teacher for Team Aqua, was that correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
Back in there.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it the leading teacher, more so an advisor, but yes, speak freely.
Advisory role, understand.
Right.
I wanted to ask if you perhaps, since I was told by shields and the sword. Oh, right.
Certainly, I'll grab it. Sorry, didn't mean to hold you two up, but
It's quite a
I
mouthful.
assume that you both would want to go first, or
They definitely keep busy around these parts.
I might not,
You did
but I
well.
think I would like to attend that.
There is something I would like to discuss, though. I see the collection's expanded since my last visit here.
Vented and Umbra, as well as all of the unsorted spread out among us, are going to Kenvale at the end of the storm.
The further we get from the sabotage, the harder it will be to look into. It is not a secret. But we can move this way, as to not interrupt. I deem it best that at nightfall, in this very spot, it would be best to look into the problem with divination.
How do you mean?
Surely you know how divination works. Unless you don't.
I do to an extent, but, you know.
Well, I can't do it myself. I simply don't have the stamina for it. It'll be my goal to gather a handful of individuals. I'm unsure who, though your recommendation would be welcome if you had one. To this very spot, to assist me in a ritual of casting divination to look into the event of Marquis Skyet's death.
If I knew more of the individuals on the campus, maybe I could recommend something. But unfortunately, I have not had the time to introduce myself to many.
Yes, that is unfortunately my same problem. Several people to talk to still, but the longer we wait, the harder it will be to find answers. And I fear for losing our chance for doing so.
So how do you intend on finding individuals to help you with this then?
That is the question, I suppose. I have a few in mind, based on the ceremony. And perhaps I could also ask them what they think, as their opinions on this are quite valuable. They know each other more than I do. I can only ask for their insight at this time.
And who might those individuals be? If I can ask.
At the moment, the wolf Zviraka, Yuki. She had quite a bit to say. She seemed rather affected. Perhaps Captain Axworth. Gillikin Crest. He seems passionate. He has the drive and the motivation. I'd be interested to see if this is a way that he would like to help with the situation. And I am not sure about my fourth.
Trying to remember anyone else that was deeply affected by what happened. It's a bit difficult. Quite a few people walked up and said something.
Yes. It is even more so considering I don't know who was present when it happened. I don't know who was closest. That would help quite a bit, I think. But I don't know if I have the time to investigate in that manner.
I'm sorry, I missed that first part of what you were saying.
Those who were closest when it happened. When she... I don't have the time to ask the entire school who was standing closest to her body.
No, definitely not.
Alright, just gonna give you a Marte. I'm gonna be going over the training ground where Octavian is, and I'm gonna try to get this tour with Aqua started, just so you guys know.
Sounds good. And it's been quite some time since we've had to cast such high levels of magic, but I am unsure where this will leave me afterwards. I'm sure you understand.
Then I do ask that I am at least here as witness, in case something goes awry.
In an odd way, that's quite comforting. Thank you, Small. This is where we will meet. At nightfall. In this exact spot.
Alright.
If I am not already with you. Thank you for your assistance, and should you have any input, I'm always listening.
I will remember that. I will consider it.
That aside, letting the students debrief one another before I go pester them. Do you have anything on your agenda today?
Yes, actually. Something I meant to get to the other day, but didn't really have time with the events. I need to seek out Mr. Demoria, but it seems as though he will be busy for quite some time until I can get a hold of him.
Surely this afternoon at the very least.
Hopefully. I doubt the tour will take all day.
No. The first signs of Aqua you see without Mr. Daynor in present, I'm sure will be signal enough that they are finished. What do you think of him?
Even if...
Good morning.
Ma'am.
Morning.
We would like to have the chance to speak with you, and you, of course. I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem. In private somewhere about subject.
Of course. I unfortunately don't have access to my own quarters as Malik does, but I'm sure his office will do just fine. Have you heard the news yet?
I don't think so. I don't know what news you may be referring to.
It sounds as though you've all been selected to assist Linvale in the next week or so.
Where is Linvale?
Just over the cliff face, I believe. The other side of the island.
I see. Oh, right. Well, I'm sure they'll be here any moment. Right.
Hi, sorry, excuse me, ma'am.
It's quite alright. After you. Pardon. It seems we share an office.
Of course. Ah, yes. Technically, this is your office. You know what? I'll get the sign replaced, so it's your name instead of my. I'll get that done. I took down your sign ages ago, so.
It's not.
You know what? Let's get out of Miss Rosewood's office. Let's go.
Yes.
Unless you wanted me for something.
No, we can talk about the signage later.
Alright.
Would you prefer to sit?
That's alright with me.
No, thank you, ma'am.
Very well.
Right.
How may I help you?
I'll get straight to the point. What is this Academy's stance on occult magic?
It's quite a bold question.
It is.
I understand in most parts of the world this is a topic that is shunned and hunted.
To put it lightly.
While it may be difficult to accept how people come into their occultic affinities, I see it as a necessary evil to help the cause. I see this bothers you.
There's no point saving the world while you're destroying it in the process.
And if their magic takes down a rift beast, takes down a devoured, saves a village.
Well, it's a village they saved. A village they'll burn later with their magic. Once the world is saved, isn't it? Or do you think they'll remain in control forever?
It is not my place to assume. The fact that they are here leads me to hope that they are not as dark as their magic is.
It's funny you mentioned that. You were on the boat with me, so perhaps you didn't know, as one of the captains revealed it at night. But one of the students here murdered someone with occult magic. Were you aware? One of the hope that you speak of, supposedly.
No. I was not aware. Do you yourself have all of the details?
I have some of them. Supposedly they came here to do something to him, and the Chancellor allowed him to kill them. But there is no excuse for occult magic usage, especially in killing someone. They denied eternity from them.
I understand. I understand that that is not something that we support. That is not something that we should encourage. Unfortunately, I cannot change the past.
Certainly, but you can change the future. And do you seek to keep allowing occult magic users to use their magic out in their field?
You are not going to like the answer that I give you, Vesper. I want you to look at everyone on this island. Count them, no less. There are not many looking to create a future for Astria. Even losing one, losing two, losing Skyet. They are large steps backwards. We need everyone. You all do what I cannot. And I will not shun occult users so long as they are looking to help the cause. So long as they are not bringing harm.
Then, one question. Where is the line?
We hold everyone to the same standard. No matter the magic, no matter the affinity, occult, divine. Same standard. If someone decides to murder another, they are held accountable. Just as if you, or anyone else, did the same thing. It does not matter your magic.
At least our magic doesn't deny eternity. But fine, as long as no more souls are erased.
This is a matter that I will look into. I was not aware, but I will be.
Fine.
We have to work together if we are to be a change. There is no one else who has risen up and sacrificed as much as you all have by being here. While I welcome every single one of you, no matter your affinity, you've all got to accept one another as well, to work together, to hold each other accountable, lift each other up. They are your comrades. If you do not like this, you are going to have a hard time here. I am not asking you to throw your beliefs. Stand by them. There are many who have dropped what they know and what they believe in. You don't have to be that way. But I ask that you give them a chance, just as we have given you. Is that so much to ask for?
No. But if I may be so bold, Miss Rosewood, I think you might be a bit naive thinking that if we are successful, they'll be able to go back and not be hunted. Or worse, that they will not do something of their own volition when they lose their minds to it.
No. Not naive. This is something that I have thought about before. But I cannot address the entire world at once, past, present, and future. We have to start here. And deal with it as it comes. This place, this island, could be a sanctuary when the world doesn't need us anymore. When the world is whole again. They could stay here. I cannot expect the rest of the world to accept them. I won't. That is not fair. But I can protect them, so long as they... as you said. So long as they do not lose themselves to the occult.
Fine.
Maybe we should go whisper.
Right. Thank you. We should go.
You are not wrong for your questions or your beliefs. I do not hold them above you. I appreciate that you've come here with these questions.
Thank you for your time.
Of course.
Thank you. Sorry, Mum. Sorry, Mum.
You're quite alright.
Plus one enemy, do you think?
I'm a bit caught on. Murder?
Yes. We would do well to find out from Malik or anyone else who that was, and to ask them about it. Get to the bottom of it. They are necessary evils, so long as they stay in line. But if they fall to their occultic desires, to the destruction, they will not last long.
And I can only hope that there aren't more than that.
Was I wrong in anything I said?
I don't believe so.
It was not what he wanted to hear.
I'm starting... No, probably not, and not by the way he was responding. I'm worried of the state of the Academy in your absence. If this is what happened.
Will you find out today? Start to get a lead. We can do some investigating of our own.
For which? The murder or Skyette?
The murder. I will do some prying of my own when I seek out the individuals for divination later.
Perhaps I would take a moment to ask Mr. Demoria then, since I need to talk to him anyway.
Yes. There is no point in hiding things from them. Not if we are to be fighting as comrades. He may have been told something he didn't want to hear, but it was necessary. And I realize that most will not agree with me. And that's all right.
That's to be expected. There's much diversity. I learned that alone from questioning the unsorted on the boat.
Yes. I find it interesting.
No, I feel like it'll be,
Good morning.
a bit strange. Or a little bit
Alright, that's your
here too.
This island is much different compared to the other continents. That much was obvious as soon as we set foot here. But I cannot expect everyone to change their views.
Certainly not.
If anything happens, you can use my spear. I can improvise.
Greetings, you two. I have a question.
Yes.
Are either of you knowledgeable of the weather patterns of this island? Do storms like this occur frequently?
My understanding is that this is the first winter we've had since coming here. We've not been here long, you see.
I understand. Perhaps that villager might know more than... We have a bit of a theory as to what may have happened to Linvale. But I was curious to learn about the weather first.
Yes.
Yes, I unfortunately do not have the answers you seek. I apologize.
Understood. Do you happen to know where the Chancellor may be?
No, actually. I have not seen him since the meeting.
Very well. Thank you for your time.
You as well.
Was that the ship bell that just went off?
I do believe that was meant to be an announcement bell for the Aether-Tech.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about the
Word.
confusion.
Okay, understood. Oh my. Thank you.
If you're looking for the Chancellor, the best place to start might be the medical ward.
Understood. Thank you.
I really don't want to go back outside.
We could cut through the medical ward. I don't know where we're trying to go.
Well, I suppose we could. Although at some point I'm sure we'll have to fare the cold at some point. Good morning. Oh, good morning, all of you.
Good morning, professors.
Good morning.
See, the cold is getting to many students.
Good morning. Everyone coming in from the cold. Be sure to warm up.
I guess that's to be anticipated.
Excuse us.
You're quite alright.
Oh, it is alright.
Oh. I really should introduce myself at some point. If I was Yugi, where would I be? What do you think?
What team color was she?
Teal, Ventus. She spoke today at the meeting. Yes, that'll be my first stop. Perhaps you can see if Aqua is finished.
That's what I plan on doing. I will probably head to the Dawns, and if they're not there, then maybe the training grounds.
Of course. It's quite cold. No, I don't think so. It's quite cold.
The cold is your enemy. It is what's stopping you from attaining.
Hand-to-hand combat is always good to learn, in case you get disarmed. I only fight with my fists and these shields.
It's cold.
There's a reason.
Good evening, ma'am.
One's
Sorry to interrupt.
good evening.
There you go.
I was hoping to speak with you, Ivian.
One more time.
I apologize.
It'll be. We're on the last trail later.
We won't go far. It won't take long. Shall we stand under the rooftop?
How does your body feel? How does your skin feel?
Him feels warm. Give it back.
I apologize for pulling you from training. It seems quite important. Hopefully you don't mind.
It's alright, ma'am. I don't mind. You're almost done anyway, so.
And the cold? How do you fare?
You get used to it.
I'm still waiting. May I ask you some personal questions?
Of course. Yeah.
These may seem out of the blue, but I assure you I have a reason. Your purpose for being here.
I'm sure.
Do you have one?
I suppose I just wanted to help in any way that I could.
Do you think there's hope?
I'm sorry, ma'am? You cut off a bit.
I apologize. Do you think that there's hope? That what we're fighting for can make a difference?
We've made a difference.
Explain.
Well, in the time I've been here, we've helped Linvale, we've helped Kenvale. People know who we are. And even if it doesn't seem like that sometimes, we've helped people.
In Kenvale, even though it's fallen, you believe you helped. How is that?
The mission? I believe we could have done more. But we did what we could. And I'm sorry, ma'am, I don't have much else to say.
It's quite alright. I realize these questions are quite hard, but you're right. There was no one else out there on the battlefield next to you all. These are all sacrifices you decided to make on your own. And the world will never say thank you, but I will. But I appreciate your sacrifice. I know it's a lot. Later on.
Thank you, ma'am.
I am going to be casting a divination ritual to look into what has happened with Marquise Guyette. It is always incredibly taxing to look into the past, and I cannot do it alone. It'll be difficult on the mind. You could suffer should we fail. I want to make that very clear. But I would like to ask your help in doing such, along with a few others.
I accept. If you need my help, I'll gladly offer it.
Thank you. If you...
Thank you.
At nightfall, as soon as it becomes nighttime, if you could make your way to the library in the main building, that is where we will hold it. Thank you.
I'll be there.
I will
Thank
see you then.
Yes. History that used to do Bob rolls.
So she's experienced in
Yes.
a little bit of scenarios.
do.
Logan.
Greetings.
Hello. Keep warm. Something to get used to. There was a light in this direction.
Supposed to bring me some blankets, but if they didn't, then I gotta go to the warehouse.
Miss Alea.
Yes.
By any chance, did you hear any whispering?
Whispers?
Yes.
No. Are you hearing things, Professor?
Maybe. I've heard it in the infirmary.
Something worth investigating, I'm sure. What? Twice?
Yes. And from a long time ago, when a bunch of new professors recently arrived.
And was it not investigated then?
We really didn't know what it was.
As Chancellor Malik perhaps looked into your mind.
By any chance, do you know where he might be?
Well, my first guess is the medical ward, but I have not seen him since the meeting.
Okay, I better get going before this gets cold.
I see.
If I do find him before you do, I'll let him know that you're looking
Have
for
a
him.
warm, cozy day.
Yes, please do. Isabel, if you're still planning on that walk, I suggest carrying a weapon on you.
Sure.
Are you eating?
I'll be okay.
Keeping warm? Are you taken care of?
For the Teachers Guild, make sure you get a glass full. Have I given
Take
you
care of
the
yourself.
No, I'll go get some.
Ventus.
But we need to exercise it fully, and unfortunately, actually,
Brace yourself. Oh, sorry. I know that I hear voices. Why do I hear them at? Bad, Taylor. Don't DM run. Bad. Let me up.
That's kind of dangerous. We have to find.
Ooh. 'Cause I hear voices. 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 'Cause I hear It's most unfortunate. I believe there's a staircase this way. I mean, really. I found one of the 4. I know Jackson's probably wrapped up in Aether-Tech, but Gillikin and Yuki. It's precious. What are they doing at the docks?
Hello there.
Hello. Hello.
I wanted to inform you, because I was down in the Ignis basement earlier in character as
Mhm.
Midori, and when you go back far enough on the stage, everything just turns into a white box.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't happening for other people, and I have tested it on the costumed Midori, and it's still happening for there.
Yeah, it's probably just an occlusion issue. Are you set on medium or low or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I am on. I think I'm on low.
Okay, if you're on low, you're more likely to get occlusion bugs. So medium shouldn't change your performance too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me check. Okay, it looks like that fixed it already.
Yeah.
I guess.
No problem.
Alright, so yeah, I guess it's not a problem then with that. Alright.
I know she went this way, I think. Be quite sad if they're at the graveyard. It's quite cold out here. I suppose that's a relief. Let's not be out here too much longer. Pay my respects tonight, I promise. They're really good at hiding, aren't they? Could check the farm, I suppose. Check the dorms again to be safe. Ignis. Aqua.
Of course.
Aqua. Knock knock.
Oh, yeah.
May I come in?
Come in. Yes, of course.
Thank you. Oh, no need for such formalities. I was looking for a teammate of yours, Gillikin Crest?
Gillikin? Well, he was just with me, but he is in the main building looking for Bombadil at this moment.
I suppose I
just
will
closing up here.
find him then. Thank you so much.
I mean, I will be returning to him this moment. So.
Ah, speak of the devil.
Oh, there he is.
I was looking for you.
He's right there.
But,
You know, speak of the devil. He's a demon. You know.
Oh!
It's a joke. It's fine.
Right. I won't laugh if it's disrespectful. I was hoping to speak with you, actually.
It's fine. You're the devil we were speaking of, Gil. Oh.
Oh. Oh, that's a first. You know, I've been called fish several times, or shark, never devil.
I don't mean it
Would you
that
like
way.
to talk inside where
It's the fireplace
Yes.
has been on all morning, so
Did
it's
we already swap
quite
from
warm.
Dawn today?
No, we completely
Leave you
forgot.
to
Okay, I'm going now.
If you want to be present, it's not a necessarily private conversation. I could pick both of your brains if you don't mind answering some questions. Ah!
What? Oh. Oh,
I
okay.
ran straight into his titties.
Right.
Well, you just jump scared the headmistress.
I think we both
I'm
need
not
to do a lobotomy on all of you.
No, I didn't mean it that way.
You know why?
Wait, what? I feel like I'm missing something.
What did I do?
Anyways, to keep on matters, my apologies. The investor is actually in the basement of all places. They're speaking with your team.
In the basement.
Lothario?
I was just there.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Lothario and Penny. Yes, both of them. They're
so they did-
you wish to inquire more about Aqua and the school? Feel free to join them if you wish. Have fun. Oh, and
okay.
yes. Did you speak to the Chancellor?
Sir Malik, yes, and the Chancellor is looking for you now.
Good. I will keep that in mind. Another thing, later tonight in the evening, I want to speak with your entire team. Good. Relay that to your captain.
Yes, sir.
And good day to you.
You as well. I will not keep you. I can wait if you need to attend to the investor.
Well, you two have your talk. I'll be going downstairs to let them know.
It's fine. Oh. They're better at talking than I am. Better at
That's
common.
Quite unfortunate for you, considering I have some questions. But we can have a seat by the fire, where you won't have a headache, if you'd like.
Hopefully the headache stops when I'm over here. Okay, it's not bad when I stand this way. I mean, it's still there, but not as bad.
As a desire not to be ambushed by your team when they come up the ladder, I will be sitting here.
Understood.
Pardon?
So I warn you if one comes through the door.
Hello, Aqua? Everyone still alive?
Wow, we are very popular today.
Hello,
Yes, we're-
Professor Mordred.
Hello.
Greetings, Miss LA of Rosewood. I assume you possibly have informed Team Awkward of the voices?
Not yet.
You can come in.
I need to make sure, or let the other students know around everywhere, really.
They're having a gathering in the basement.
The rest of Aqua is down in the basement. If you, it's far left right corner of the room.
I see. I'll leave you to informing Gilligan then, Miss Rosewood.
I'm gonna walk over here and not die of a headache again. I haven't fluxed in a year. I'm not starting now.
We're not quite sure about the voices he's talking about, but I am uncertain if they're in his head or if they're actually floating around the island. That is all of the information I have at the moment, and that is not what I came here to speak to you about. I see. Uh-oh. Please come back.
Take care.
You as well. Give him a moment. Looks like an expensive painting. Looks broken though. I wonder why it's hanging on the wall. Well, I suppose everyone has their knickknacks. I know I did. This is the first dormitory I've been inside of. It seems quite extravagant. I'm really glad they're keeping warm. No, it's unlocked, I presume. Come in, Samar.
Oh.
They're all in the
wasn't
basement.
expecting to find you here.
Yes, I was
Oh.
trying to have a conversation with Gilligan, and it seems he'd have a headache. Otherwise.
Did you see
Hmm?
Mr. Doria down there by chance?
I've not been down there myself, but I do believe he's down there. I could be wrong.
I
Right.
don't want to intrude. Maybe I should wait till Gilligan comes back.
Yes, I'm worried about how long it might take him. You wouldn't have happened to have seen Ventus in your travels?
Actually, I did, and I saw Yuki, the girl you were talking about, and I saw the other girl, the short-haired one.
Where were they?
They were looking for Malik, but he was pulled away. When I saw them, they were at the main building.
Alright.
But they're probably far gone at this point.
right. I suppose I could touch base with Mr. Crest here in a little while. I must find more people. I've only spoken to one individual and I am running out of daylight.
I would feel a bit strange just standing in the dorm when they arrive, so maybe I would leave as well.
I can find them later. Ugh. Alright, let's make haste to the teleporter.
Send them your way.
I get the sense that Gilligan is arriving
DMs?
shortly.
Castle.
Are either of you aware of somebody breaking into the morgue?
No.
All right, cool.
You get the feeling he is arriving shortly, is that what you said?
Yes. I'm going to make my way back now.
I'm going to follow because I really need to talk to them.
Brr, it's cold outside. Be-do-do-do-do. I can be casual. Everyone seems to want to hook on to the formalities, but I keep telling them that's not necessary.
I've seen just about every student about you so far.
Yes, it is admittedly not something I'm used to. Continue to take. I will take a seat depending on which direction Mr. Gilligan does not get a headache. Oh,
I'm fine, actually. How are you?
are you sure that's the spot you want to stand?
Well, everything seems okay now. My headache has ceased.
Wonderful news, in that case. Squeaky couch. We were interrupted yesterday.
I apologize.
Oh.
I don't mean to impose. I don't want... Miss Leia has informed me that your team might be in the basement, but I feel it would be strange if I just barged down there. Do you know if Lothario is down there by chance?
Yeah, he is. It's no trouble at all. I mean, I can show you down there if you like.
Yes, I don't want to, I guess I've never met them, so...
Okay, question. How much of editing of the basement are we allowed to do? Theoretically, if we were to put things in the basement, what is allowed and what is not allowed?
That would be, it would depend.
Sources of heat?
Sounds like a Malik question.
Then that's right this way then.
Sorry. Alea.
Oh, I can do this thing. One moment. No, they want to do this. One moment. You come down now. I was introducing you.
I didn't know you wanted... I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Give it 5 seconds. Let me do this again.
Can I follow it?
Yeah, go. Must be something amusing about watching investors and professors and proper individuals walking up and down the ladder.
There's not much time.
What? Should I be expecting something?
I don't know, but that's been like 4 professors in the span of 10 seconds.
That's true. I've never seen so many people come out of one dorm. We were interrupted the other day, and I noticed some high unrest, and I wanted to talk to you about it. And before we start, you're not in trouble. I'm not here to lecture you or punish you. I am here to learn from you. You've spent more time on this island than I have, and I want to know how it's gone in my absence. Do you mind telling me about your experience?
Well, when I'm from North Rosa, so a lot of this is still really new to me. The first couple months were me learning how the other races are and interacting with them, such as humans, Virka, and so on and so forth. And everything was going fine. I'm happy to be here and for this cause. I wholeheartedly believe it. However, there have been some, well, not some, recently several times I've doubted the true purpose of this institution. Simply based on the fact that several of my friends have been harmed or threatened or been put on the brink of death for no good reason.
Medical ward?
I'm sorry.
Anti-poisons?
You said threatened.
Good.
Yes.
I'll just put this in the sink.
Threatened of being shot, decapitated, shot and decapitated. A lot of getting shot and decapitated.
Pleasure, miss.
But other than that, we were put through a training regiment, which, you know, I understand training to get stronger, to fight rift beasts, and study to devouring, but recently a lot of the classes have turned less into learning combat tactics into attempting to, well, not attempting to. A class, for instance, is we were to hit one of our friends until they were unconscious.
I do have to say that does sound like an interesting class. I do not wish to eavesdrop too much. I just wanted to inform that I will be leaving, Madame Rosewood.
I hope your talk was
conversing
productive.
with Team Ignis in a bit. It was absolutely. Gil, I'm sorry that we couldn't really talk a lot when it comes to the others, but I still hope that perhaps in the future we can have a small conversation as well in regards to Rosewood, okay?
Of course, I realize you probably didn't get to talk with the other members of Aqua.
I had a conversation with Rom, Penny, and Lethariel, but again, anybody else who might be left with an Aqua, I'll come back for that later. I understand you have your conversation. I do not wish to take much more time. Wish you all a wonderful day.
You as well.
Understood.
Hello. I just want to put it by my teacup.
But yes, there's been several instances where it starts to feel like more of a private army. Instead of training to fight rift beasts. And certain decisions or secrets being kept from us has caused more harm than good.
I understand.
I'm not gonna shoot an arrow at you, but I got a way of
It is my understanding as well that there are many who have a different vision for what this is meant to be. That no one quite knows what to do. I'm sure you can understand that to some degree, having lived this life yourself. I do apologize, though, sincerely, for any harm that came to you. The threats of decapitation and being shot at is definitely not... I am surprised to hear of it, at the very least. But you're right. There is no one who has stood up to the challenge as you all have, who have sacrificed as you all have, who have faced rift beasts as you all have. And I think that commands some respect. I thank you, truly. And I apologize on behalf of the staff.
If you may, ma'am, two things. Firstly is about the other professors.
What is it you're looking for?
I know they keep going on and on about they have experience fighting rift beasts and dealing with the realities of this world, and that we should all be more and more like them. But with all due respect, it's been 10 years, and having so many people that's like them seems to not have helped the world in the slightest. At least from my eyes, anyway.
mean, if you look straight into
Precisely.
The other thing is, I just wanted to know what Rosewood was to you. You started it, yes?
I started it.
Yeah, we just did.
I
We just wrapped up. That was not the chance.
I didn't see anyone else trying to save the world that we all grew up in, the world we all know. And so I found myself thinking, what does the future look like? What does the future look like to the baby, to the young children, to the people after them? It's as you said. The old are not making a difference. They do not understand. They want to hold on to what they knew. But you all...
Less people worrying about...
I'm sure you've noticed the age group.
Sorry.
You've all come here of similar age. And that is because I truly believe that you all are the future. You do not have to be leaders of the new world, but it will be a new one when you're done with it. And what you choose to do with it, that'll be up to you. I believe in the young. I think we need new methods, new tactics, new minds, new ideas.
Just a few of the things that I noticed. Well, more than a few, I guess. But, things along the lines of, some of the professors and even some of the students worrying about the wrong things. Whenever Professor Malik first arrived here, he told me and several other of the Dragonkin, well actually all the other Dragonkin on the island, that we should do some sort of fight to declare who is the Alpha Dragonkin. I proclaimed that I would not fight, and he decided to not take me seriously from that point. Though his standing on how he is varies from moment to moment. One moment he's actually being helpful and trying his best to help others. Next moment he's threatening new students with a bullet. Or trying to incite a race war.
I find that's a concept that a few struggle with here. Is that we are together, not apart. It does not matter your background, your culture, where you came from, why you're here, what magic you have, occult or otherwise. We are here for the same reason. And I think sometimes professors may get stuck in the old way. And so you see things like a race war. Or perhaps benefit of the doubt is a distraction, but distraction from the destruction of the world.
Is anyone else around?
I believe I saw Yorl. In the basement, maybe.
I do not know their reasons.
I'm from Northern Droza. I'm from Northern Droza. My tribe tend to keep to themselves, so I, once again, don't know very much about how the other races operate in terms of their, well, operations. However, I keep seeing more and more of people who are talking of politics and whose god is better, or Palvandor, for instance, who are, in my eyes, a bunch of idiots needlessly running around slaughtering innocents while the world burns around them. And if this island truly represents people who see hope and, you know, the few people who think that stopping the Rift Beast and the Devouring is possible, then shouldn't there be more... I don't know. I did a medical class with Professor Malik. It was the first one he had when he was here, and the class involved one of my friends, Telka Ras, bashing my friend Raum, the one with the wings for ears. By the time they were done, he was bleeding from the ears and eyes and nose, and then we were told to heal, in which case healing went wrong, and then some others managed to start suffering. And I had a training exercise myself where I took an axe to the neck. And though Professor Malik was there to heal it shut, I can't help but think of what happens if a training goes too far and someone dies. There's already 4 gravestones out there for those whose lives ended too abruptly and for no real purpose. If we were to die in training, and once again, if we are the few people trying to actually stop the rifts, it seems like such a waste, and that's prioritizing keeping us alive. Well, you know, them. Sorry. Mumbling my words.
It's quite alright.
And then there's always the stance on occult magic, and that... I did see Professor Malik order one of my friends Zuku to kill an unarmed man prisoner, which resulted in occult magic, which was not a pleasant sight. That being said, I've had friends who also used occult magic that I do not believe are anywhere near evil.
I can let you in.
And they've used their magic to actually help and save lives.
I'm sorry. Zuku of Ignis.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know the reasoning?
He is a good guy. There were several assassins sent to kill him, I believe. And the thing I'm afraid of most is Zuku is a good man. Even now, I still think that. But, you know, as you said, we're still young, and guidance is what we need the most. And Malik was the one who told him to kill the unarmed prisoner, which in of itself didn't seem right. Crimes aside, giving no man a way to fight back. His use of occult magic, however, also was unnecessary.
Yes, I've heard of this event for the first time this morning. I plan on
I've had other friends
seeking him
here
out
that
myself.
use the cult, but
I am not here to shame anyone who uses occult magic. I see it as a necessary evil.
I don't believe it's something to be shameful of.
See where the crate went?
The rest of
Little
the world would
uncomfortable as it
disagree.
is.
It's with your crate, I believe.
I'm sure you understand that the world will become much more dangerous for them when it is saved. I do not expect Favira or Asix to change their minds just because the world has been cured. But I will not let anything happen to them so long as I'm alive.
Seems like he's kind of falling apart.
Literally, probably because
You know what? Tell you was sorry.
Well, I can... Well, for whatever it's worth, I think the people you have here are doing a damn good job.
Go with her. Hey, go.
All the teams.
Thanks for the tea count, Peyton. It was good.
I've seen quite a bit
We've all
of
suffered
improvement.
loss and...
Shit, no, I don't know.
I have a lot to learn from all of you.
Well, I'm glad to finally put a face to the name. For a while there, I thought you were, a ghost that wandered the halls.
Maybe I am.
Strangely, I don't know if I'd be surprised anymore.
Yes, I suppose that's fair.
I mean, giant worms, giant walking mushrooms. I don't know what he was, but he was like a man, but with the head of a deer with antlers.
I've not been made aware of that yet. I suppose I've got some questions to ask. But I do not expect you to trust me. I would like to earn it. I understand the staff here have... You've got some misgivings. Some understandable ones as well. But I appreciate your honesty. I need to hear it directly from the mouth of the students here.
Well, for whatever it's worth, I look forward to the day where I can trust you 100%. Because, well, for what I think Rosewood is, stopping the rifts and the devouring is worth it. I'm happy to give my life if I need be. So thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for your sacrifice. I do have one more thing to ask of you, though.
You gonna be okay out in the cold there, buddy?
Go ahead.
You seem rather passionate about what happened to the Marquis Skyette. Were you close?
Yeah.
think Ulysses
Not
would
particularly.
agree. Probably got lost in the
We
sea.
talked every once in a while. You're actually one of the professors I liked the most, actually, despite our little conversations. But unfortunately, the last words I said to them were not the kindest. I may have smarted off to her. You know, if I knew those would have been the last words I would have said to her, I would have chosen something a bit. She didn't deserve what happened to her, that's for certain.
None of them did. It is the Vivirian belief that they will reincarnate someday. And to me, that means that, to some extent, perhaps they can hear us still. If you have something else to say, I suggest you say it to her sometime. However,
Will do.
we are running out of time for my divination. To be able to look into the past to see what happened to the Marquis. I cannot do that alone. It is far too taxing on the mind. And I am seeking your help.
Anything you need, more than happy to offer.
Are you sure? It can be damaging to the brain.
I'm sure.
Thank you. I will be requesting you and a few others join me in the library at nightfall. If you could make your way there, that's where the ritual will be held.
Understood, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you for your assistance.
Somebody wanted to talk to you. Cool. What do I call her?
Mistress Rosewood.
That's
what I would call her.
Mistress?
No, you can...
Madam?
Lady Rosewood?
That's fine.
I'm really bad at
What
this.
do you prefer?
It's
really
fine.
bad at this.
I'm not one for formalities, really. You can call me Miss Rosewood, you can call me Alea. I don't mind either. But thank you. I was looking for Yuki. I appreciate it. Do you mind if we find somewhere to talk?
Yeah.
To your dorm, then.
Were you two going to talk to her?
Okay. Yeah.
I am uncertain if you heard my conversation with Gillikin, but I have a similar request of you after a few questions of my own.
I was actually coming to talk to you about that. I heard from Malik that you were going to scry for something. So I have done it before. Done it 2 times. So I would like to help.
So then you're aware of how taxing it can be on the mind, especially of this level.
Yeah.
You understand that should we fail, it could cause anything from bleeding from the eyes to nightmares for several days.
Yes. I am very familiar with nightmares, lady.
Just letting you know and going out of character for a little bit.
Vespa? Ventus?
Yes.
Headmistress.
Hello.
We were going to be going to Umbradorm to watch it. Some of the Unsorted wanted to show off some of their abilities.
It's quite alright. I was looking to have a conversation with Yuki. If you don't mind us occupying your living room.
So that's quite alright.
Very
Fire's going, it's warm enough.
Thank you.
Please have a good conversation.
Up at home.
see that you have the medical armband. How much antitoxin do you have on hand?
Don't keep antitoxin. What? Okay. I'll go grab an antitoxin.
It's very warm in here. Have you all been familiarizing yourselves with the Unsorted? I understand you have an opening on your team.
Yeah. Yes, we're trying to do so.
Do you have any thoughts?
They seem capable. And it will be very hard to decide.
I'm sure whatever choice you all make will be a good one. You've all got good judgment, I understand.
Hey Tay, Cacti, I just wanted to give you both a small heads up. I'm about to be on my way towards the Ignis Storm for the thing, so which also implies that there might be the play happening right after I'm done with that, just so you guys know.
No worries.
Sounds good.
All good. Just wanted to give a heads up. Basically what I've done also to tell the supporting members, supporting cast, I've told them that I'm gonna have a conversation with Ignis just to stall for a little bit of time, while they all get ready, basically in the lower, wherever it may be, like Madari's showing up, just so you guys know. If you see people suddenly storming towards the dorm, just know that I'm happening.
No worries.
No problem.
I have several questions. I understand they may seem odd, but I assure you I have a purpose to my questions. I will not force you to answer anything that makes you uncomfortable. Thank you for taking the time, however. I'd like to ask you your purpose for being here. Why come here?
I don't speak of this very lightly. I first came here to die. Die for a good cause, I guess. But that has changed now. I want to live and still fight for the good cause. I have something new that I'm fighting for, and that's my family. My new family here.
And what's to stop you from taking them and going far, far away from this place? Why do you still fight, even knowing that you do not want to die?
Because it's the right thing to do. This is why I came here, even though I wanted to die. This is why I came here. I'm fighting for the good cause.
And do you have hope?
And I'm ready for that.
It'll make a difference.
I do. I have seen a lot of good people here wanting to make a difference.
I get the impression that many do not share your views. That they are out for one another, they do not agree with each other. That it is staff against student or everyone against a cult.
Yeah. I know. I want us to all to fight together And we're all fighting for one cause. So, bottom line, I don't think even all of those matters in the end. We're here for a reason. I meant what I said on Skya's funeral. We're here for a reason, and she was fighting for our cause too.
It is a shame that she is no longer with us, and I apologize for your loss. Were you close?
No. We were not. Not at all. But I do have respect for the dead.
Vivian culture believes in reincarnation. Now, I cannot confirm if that is true, but it is my hope that if it is, she will come into a much better world than when she left it. And my belief is that she will have you all to thank for it. You've all given quite a bit to be here, and I have no doubt you'll give quite a bit more before you leave. It is my goal to see it, that you all leave here, alive, to witness the world that you have left for everyone else.
Can I ask you something?
By all means.
Why did you leave in the first place?
You are the first to ask. Astria is much larger than this island. There are far many people to be taken care of, to try and keep safe. My journey led me to Favira, where I looked upon the state of Kakar and my home and Weldron Keep before it fell. Many of the people I love, who I will no longer see again. It was my hope to bring more with me when I returned. But it is difficult finding those willing to fight for the cause, to sacrifice.
I'm sorry for your loss.
It's quite alright.
I can't even imagine.
I was not here when I was needed, and for that I am sorry. But I do hope, though, that while we are here, we're able to help you. It is my understanding that there has been some mistreatment by the staff. I am looking to rectify that where I can. It is not lost on me that you were here the day that I left. It's also not lost on me that there are very few familiar faces that I see here.
Yeah.
And now even lesser due to the sabotage of Marquis Skyet. Tonight, I will be holding a divination ritual something that I cannot do on my own without causing serious harm. I must warn you that I have no idea how this will go. I do not know if we will find answers, but we can try. If you are willing, and you understand the risk, at nightfall, we will be meeting in the library, and that is where the ritual will be held with several others.
Yeah. I understand the risk. And I'm okay with it.
This is not a secret to be kept. I'm not asking you to keep secrets from your team, or anyone else. Should anyone worry for your well-being, they are welcome to spectate, though I ask that they keep their distance. Thank you, Yuki.
Yeah.
I will not hold you any longer. Your team is in Umberdome.
Mm.
I wish you the best of luck in looking for the unsorted for your team, as well as the upcoming mission.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hmm. 3 down, 1 to go.
How would that work? There's no way to key RFPs to words. No problem forever.
Okay. It's a pipe dream, correct?
You're whispering.
Also, the students spoke of a charged
Okay.
ambient device, sort of hybrid, as well as probably utilizing.
No, not you.
Night is in 7 minutes. I can take care of it since I'm out of character. Or, I'm sorry, evening.
Yeah.
The only hard stipulations that this might come with is gathering more Rift Beast essence, as well as sort of having it be able to tell the differentiations of a soul and, well, in this case, Rift Beast. That was where we were stumped.
But Bombadil is able to keep a Rift Beast stable after they die, which means we could have a safe way to attempt to stabilize some kind of barrier, at least key it in. Holy shit.
Hold on, hold it right there.
Holy shit.
No, you keep a Rift Beast alive, you said, correct?
Not alive. What? When Rift Beasts die, they dissolve into whatever the fuck they're made out of.
Of course.
Right? That is why it is so hard to study them. Bombadil, I don't know how the fuck he did it, but he is able to use some spiritual mojo from the local gods to keep stable. He has like an eye in his office. A Rift Beast eye. It has been dead for like months.
But it's there.
It is.
Here's what I tried to sort of maybe use that, but who knows, it might not be enough. We might need actual live prey in this case. But it is
Yeah.
worth a shot.
It is. Absolutely. Fuck.
Am I hearing progress?
Potentially a huge step in the right direction, ma'am.
Wonderful.
Unfortunately, we will need, most likely, at least another Rift Beast.
That's sure to go over well considering the recent circumstances.
Yes, that is unfortunately
True.
what I asked of them.
However, I'm more than willing to take the fallout for getting another one, yes. Definitely need more preparations. We need to figure out what the fuck is going on with all this treachery.
I'm hoping to have some answers at nightfall. I've been gathering select students to help me with divination.
Excellent. I know the white-haired Zavirica from Ventus was looking to potentially help you.
Yes.
Has she found you?
We've spoken.
Right.
I am looking for Jackson Axworth now. He is my last target.
Last I saw him, he was up on the 3rd floor in the etheric laboratory.
Mm.
Do you know the way there?
That's where I last
I
saw
do.
him too.
I will be looking for him then.
Jackson is
Good luck in your research.
with Octavian in the arena now.
Alright, in the arena then.
Thank you.
The man moves fast.
This is fucking amazing. Do you really think
Interesting. That's good. I need docked quickly if we're to save any part of the world. Keep any remaining pieces. I worry at this point that all of Asex will fall. Pardon. Waiting for someone?
Not necessarily.
You
I
are?
was waiting for the students. I offered to teach some things on my boat when no one came, so I just figured I'd wander around.
I see. It's rather unfortunate. Those are certainly useful skills.
I understand they're busy.
Hmm.
Maybe another day. Oh, it's chilly.
Too often stand in the cold.
You get used to it when you're on a boat all the time. You heat and cold. You stand around. You get used to it a bit. A bit.
Hmm. We have far more resilience than I do, that's for certain. I'm not yet used to this cold.
You get used to it eventually. Maybe you should stay on the boat for some time.
I think I've had plenty of time aboard your ship, Captain, but I appreciate the offer.
Of course.
I'm looking to speak to the Captain of Terror. Thank you for your time.
Of course. I'll be here if you need.
It's
Hmm.
it's Falari. The Falari we have are Falari. The other ones are Ferrari. That's what it is. Hello, ma'am.
Do you have a moment, Captain?
Yes, ma'am. Of course.
May we find some warmth within your dormitory?
I would love that actually. Irene, I will be in the dorm with.
You are welcome to
Headmaster.
accompany if you'd like. I have several questions to ask.
I'll see you there, Jackson.
Okay. Oh. How are you finding the grounds, ma'am?
Quite chilly, Captain. Not something I'm used to. Yourself? How do
Oh.
you fare in the cold?
I've done rainstorms before, but nothing this intense. Light snow at most.
And yet I find you in the training grounds anyway.
I was just doing my best to stay warm during it, really.
Hmm.
Dorms, I was wrong. Sorry about that.
It amazes me that you can use those back to back that way. I find they still make me quite nauseous.
No, it still hurts, but I just get used to exactly what I'm expecting, I suppose. Sometimes it really hurts, depending on how my eye's doing.
Does it affect your aether tech?
No. I think it has contained radius just based on the object. Like, we weren't able to transport the Rift Beast crate for that reason. But, magical items, it just contains it within a field. I'm not really sure the exact science of it. I just remember putting it together the other day. Should I leave the light off?
May as well.
Okay.
Greetings.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Emma.
Keeping warm.
I try.
This is not a private conversation. You are welcome to continue enjoying your own dormitory.
Now it's speculating what the fuck to do. I mean, what to go, where to go.
I hear in Umbradorm they are
your,
going over some of the abilities of the Unsalted. And there are several still in the main building, though I'm not sure what they're up to.
Yeah. I think this is a pretty regular day at Rosewood. We just work on what we can to get better. You know? Professor's guidance, and now I spent the better part of the day in Aether Tech so far, working on designs.
And how did that go? I hear they're making progress.
I think well, Professor Monty might have a task for us regarding the tunnels underneath the school. Have you been briefed about the situation down there?
No, there's quite a bit I'm learning.
Well, I don't want to run over your questions. It's a bit of a story, but I could tell it.
It's quite alright. There are several things too that I'm learning, including what is going on in the glen outside of the barrier, and the murder of a bandit by Zuku.
Oh, right. Yes, that was event.
Indeed. But that is not what I'm here to talk about, though I'm sure we can catch up at some point.
Not.
I'm here to ask you why you're
Yes,
here.
I assumed you had a file on me.
I do. But I'd like to hear from you.
I believed. It's actually a topic of some confusion for me. I believed I was sent here for rehabilitation, but being here a while and reading the invitation that was sent out, it doesn't make sense. Unless, of course, this is a... Did you work, or someone you know work something out with Pendleberry to... Anyway, but being here after a while, I just decided it was a better use of my time than going back and investigating that. I've been curious. I've sent many letters back to my commanding officer in the past, as well as my father, all of which have been not answered, so I assumed, well, I just haven't had really time to investigate the mail service, and it is scarce when they actually, you know, the time they have when they're here to deliver things, so I don't like to take up their time with that.
It is not often we receive letters.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just... I've grown quite comfortable in the silence, I suppose, as well. I'm kind of ashamed to admit. Because, I feel like I'm waiting for a call back, to the mainland, as well as investing my efforts here. I'm a bit... To be, I guess, completely clear, I'm a bit confused. Exactly, other than, of course, the use I'm providing, which is captaining terror and providing another squad against these rifts that we're combating.
And should you receive a call back, would you leave? There is no wrong answer.
I don't know. I don't know.
Very well. Though I'm biased in saying that I'm not sure there's anything more important that you could be doing than staying here and helping the cause. Anyone who wants to go is welcome to, though I do hope you do not get that call anytime soon, as selfish as that sounds.
I don't believe it sounds selfish at all, ma'am. I put a lot of trust in my commanders, in the past, and when I was taking schooling, it was quite an adjustment to actually make, but it's just all I've known is waiting for orders. And they haven't given me any, so I see no reason to act on anything counter to the ones I've received here. I suppose.
And your loyalties, they lie with Pendlebury?
I chose to be a soldier because I wish to protect my family. But most of all, to try and restore order to our family lineage. It had taken quite a fall at Beacon's Pillar, which is the town I'm from. And my father never had any sons of his own, except me, so I was his best shot. I've always tried to fill that role, other than the passion for the art of martial prowess and all that. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really taken a look at myself in a while now.
I see a very dignified gentleman in front of me. Do you remember how your father found you?
I think he told me that I was like a feral raccoon in a tent he was camping at, and yeah, he scared off a dog for my sake, to save me, and ever since then he had me in a broom closet, upgraded me to a bedroom. I started to work with him at the academy itself, and that's when I actually found interest in something other than just stories.
Have you ever been interested in the history of your kin, of your race?
Just so you guys know, I'm gonna give you the heads up. The play is happening right now if you want to
I've
go.
had days I've wondered things.
Yep, I'm in busy with
There
you.
weren't very many Viking for me to ask back home. I've asked Bombadil a few things. Apparently I used to speak the language. I don't remember exactly any words.
Yes, it is my understanding that New Viking always speak a special dialect, though the longer they are here, as long as you could remember, well, they pick up the dialect of those around them. It becomes part of you.
Oh. Huh. Interesting.
Should you ever be
I have been
curious about your
speaking-
origins, it would be a nice conversation.
Yeah, I have time if you wanna.
To the matter at hand, though. The Marquis
Yeah.
Skyette. It is my understanding that you were mid-speech when it took place.
Yes, ma'am.
So you were quite close, physically at least. Were you close with her emotionally?
I regret to say no. I was not. I was hoping that in the future we would fix that.
It's not too late. That's my belief anyway. Bavarian culture believes in reincarnation. If that is true, then her soul is still here and potentially listening, should you ever wish to have a conversation with her. It is my hope that, when we are done here, should she be reincarnated, she will return to the world in a better state than when she left it, and it will be because of you all. She will have you all to thank for her life, and for those after her that get to live theirs. Captain, I am looking for people who have hope, who have the strength, and who have sacrificed. And I see that in you. I am not blind to how people talk to you. Captain referring to you as derogatory terms just because you are smaller than he. But I do not look at you and see your size. In fact, I am asking for your help. At nightfall, we will be doing a divination ritual. One that I cannot do on my own, for it is far too taxing on my mind. And I must warn you, it will be taxing on yours should we fail. This is a sacrifice I am asking for you to make with me, with a few others, including your teammate, Ivian.
Yeah, ma'am, of course.
You should be aware that should we fail, as divination is a very finicky thing, your mind will be affected. You could bleed from the ears. You could have nightmares for weeks. Do you understand?
I already get nightmares, ma'am. I'll do it.
Thank you. At nightfall, we will be holding the ritual in the library, if you can make your way there when the moon is in the sky.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, ma'am. Of course.
Should you have any questions, even after the fact, I will make myself available.
Ma'am.
Captain.
Do you believe in this cause?
More than anything, I am hopeful that it will work.
Yes, ma'am.
Professor.
Headmaster.
Call me Alea.
Don't believe I've officially introduced myself.
No, under quite unfortunate circumstances that has been delayed.
Yes, I'm Octavius Caldwell. I am the current magic professor here.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I appreciate your service.
Lessons will continue when I get the chance. Currently indisposed, though truthfully I think I might at some point start a couple lessons a little more freeform, discussing military magic, positions that were usually taken, more than just striker, but actually expanding upon the different forms of strikers.
I have not gotten a full debriefing of what has occurred. You cannot cast?
Currently, no.
Hmm.
To set up a defensive position, I was deemed it necessary to move one of Kinvale's mountains to a new position.
I see. It's quite a feat. I can't say I've met many who have been able to do such.
Only cost me several broken bones, a punctured rib, and my mana gate, so
I can imagine.
no one died.
And I assume your sacrifice played a key role in allowing the students to get out. To everyone to get out.
I certainly hope so. Made a choke point. From what Captain Luca has said, it did. But I've not heard much else from any of the other students. I think it's a bit of a sore subject for some of them.
Considering there were no casualties, I'd say it helped quite a bit. Though I am sure you are correct, the topic of Kenvale is a painful one for them to talk about. And it will not get easier.
Yes. They will not. However, that's why we have to train them.
Yes. We have to give them hope as well as strength. The will to fight and keep fighting.
Of course. That's why I haven't stopped doing my job despite everything.
Again, I appreciate everything you've done.
Of course.
Not many have risen to the call.
And I'm sorry to have stopped you in the middle of this blizzard, so...
It's quite alright.
Apologies.
I do hope we'll get to talk more soon, though. We have much to catch up on.
Hopefully. Though if what the Chancellor said is correct, that may be sooner than later. Next 2 days, maybe. He said he will be taking over my treatments. The mana gate.
This is the first I've heard of it, though I am more than happy to assist. Getting you back on your feet, so to speak. It would be my pleasure.
Well, that may be a conversation with the Chancellor. It's the information he had told me when you were arriving. Don't say for sure.
An interesting conversation indeed. Multiple people we have to talk to. Lots to learn, including murders with Zuku and, well, a certain glen outside the barrier. Cause for all this growth that I don't remember being here the last I was here. Much to learn.
Yes, as well as possible subjects I'm unsure if have gone avoided. Such as dreadworms and a certain witch.
I receive letters on occasion, though Samar and I move around quite a bit in our absence. There is much that we don't know the full extent to.
Well, Hopefully, I'm caught up soon.
That is my hope as well. I must prepare for the ritual. We will be looking into the Marquis Skyet's death, and hopefully find some answers.
Very well. Hopefully we do.
Much to talk about. The buildings still stand and the students still run about. We still have foundation. Thank you for coming.
See you afterwards.
Oh. I suppose we can head inside and wait for the others. There is not a whole lot of preparation that needs to be done. I believe we are waiting for Gillikin and Captain Axworth. Those are the other two that I've requested join us for today.
Sorry I'm late.
It's quite alright. We are waiting on one more.
Sorry, Alien, I meant to fetch you. Got distracted by a play.
I do hope that you all saw a better rest of your day after our conversations. I'm doing my best to hold my thank yous until all of you are present. Get.
They told you the risks, Ivy. Sorry? Of the thing we're doing, have you been told potential risks?
I'm aware.
Okay.
We shall hope that it does not come to any of the risks, but it would be unfair not to inform you of the possibilities. Thank you for joining us.
Sorry for being late.
It's quite alright. I've informed you all that, should this go well, we are hoping to have answers as to what has happened to Marquis Guyette. It is our goal to get answers, to come to the bottom of this problem and address it fully head on. She did not deserve what happened to her, and we will sort it out together. Should we fail, there is a possibility that this could affect your mind. This is a possibility of mental strain. I cannot fully inform you of the side effects, as it could vary from person to person. But that is why I've selected 4 of you, as I alone could not do this by myself without great harm. I spoke to you all beforehand. I asked you why you were here, what you thought, what you wanted, what your goals were. And you all responded with a resounding hopefulness. That you believe in what we're fighting for. That you came here with a purpose. And I can see that passion and that determination in all of you. Thank you for being willing to sacrifice. Thank you. Samar, do you mind taking the torch?
Not at all.
If you don't mind, I'd like for us to stand in a circle. The spell is quite large. That should be good.
Just go. Okay.
You feel as if you are ripped from your bodies. The entirety of your senses are, for a brief eternity, chaos. Lights, sounds, scents, tastes. It's all just a buzz of sensation. None of them lasting long enough to truly place.
More.
Your vision shifts. You are standing before a group of students. A young Vaike warrior at your side. He is describing the capture of a beast. You feel pride in your chest. A noise behind you. A growl. You glance back. Nothing. But mere moments after you have turned your attention back to the students, you see horror on their faces, shock and worry. Some reach for weapons as a maw encloses around your head. You feel something pop as blood fills your vision. You think it might have been your skull. A painful ripping sensation runs across your neck as your vision is swung to the side violently. You fall to the snow. It's cold. You can't move. Your vision fades as chaos erupts around you, and your last sight is a red-haired boy rushing to grab you. Everyone present takes 1 health level of damage. This cannot be healed magically. Alea takes 3.
Breathe. All of you breathe. Deep breaths.
Should I go get a medic?
It is not physical pain.
Jack. Snap out of it. It's not real.
It happened. It happened.
I know.
The spell, you feel, was firm. Should have worked. However, there was something interference.
How are you feeling?
My head is split open.
I'll be okay. Are you alright, ma'am?
I'm fine. Thank you. Be there for your captain. It was a vision. Stabilize. What I imagine we saw is exactly what Skyet felt, and what she went through in those moments.
I'm alright, Adrian. I'm okay.
I am sorry to put you through that.
I wasn't dead.
Something is not right. We should have seen something. To see nothing? There is even further trifling than I thought.
What do we do? What do we do next?
Everyone who was near that cage, everyone who arrived on the boat. As much as it pains me to say, there is a chance that many are suspect. You saw as well as I that there were many present. But this sort of tampering, this is not normal magic. We should have seen something. I'm afraid that that was for nothing. My guess, it is not the common magics that are able to trifle. What all are you aware of? What magics do you know of? Occult, of course, on the table. What else?
Would Ignis be a type that could interfere?
Not like I've ever seen.
Okay.
Keep those you trust close to you.
What
I ask that.
This one.
I will not ask you to keep this a secret. This meeting was not meant to be a private affair. But this... something is very wrong. Horribly wrong. And I suspect that someone has used magic to tamper, because otherwise we would have seen. Despite this, this has given us a step closer to finding out the problem, to figuring out who did it. What did it? If multiple people did it. And there will be answers. We will devise a list of individuals who are under suspect based on magic that they hold. I hope you do not see it as a personal attack. I will inform the professors. It is important that
Ma'am.
everyone is made aware. Gillikin, this is not something that should be kept secret. Thank you. Someone. I require assistance.
Is your face okay?
Fine.
Your eyes are closed, ma'am. So you know.
If you wanna... Oh, did they just get out?
Oh, that one, Basie. Seems like it. That figures.
Pardon.
Oh, of course you have to do that thing.
They have all the answers you seek. Be there for your comrades.
Oh, that's ominous.
Something is wrong. I do not want to assume. There is trickery. Trickery about. Not that of divine, elemental. Something far more sinister.
Lady Rosewood.
With everything that just happened, I feel as though in the investigation about to happen, I should have come clean that the freezing of the boat's rudder was me. I was afraid that the ones who did this to Skyet would get away in the middle of the night. So I made sure the boat couldn't leave. I shall head to the docks and dispel it at once, if you so desire.
Thank you for your honesty, Gil. We will worry about that in the morning. It is best that no one should be able to leave until we get to the bottom of this.
Understood.
And here I was about to ask if it was you who did that.
No. No, it was not.
I suppose, though, it could be elemental. Firelight clouding visions. Water making things blurry. Wind, just like the snowstorm outside. It really could be anything. But the fact that it was hidden leads me to believe that it was more of a murder than an accident.
So you're implying that the reason it failed was intentional?
I'd hate to say so, but yes. But we must question the motive. Why? What is there to gain? A setback, maybe. Did someone not like her? I don't think it's that simple. I hope it's not that simple.
It seems to be a bit petty, if that were just the case. This seems too intricate.
Yeah. And that leads to another question. If there is interference, if it is hidden, they had to have known that there was a possibility to be looked into, covering the tracks.
Then, as of current, if that is the case, they are one step ahead of us.
I'm not an
And unless
investigator.
we have some sort of lead... No, but unless we have some sort of lead, then we can't intercept their plan, so to speak, if we are correct. They may not even be on the island at this point.
Would we have known if someone had gone through the barrier?
We should have. But it could be something that had happened long before we got to the academy. Although, at that point, I don't know why the beast would have escaped in the first place on the boat instead.
I could be wrong, then that leads me to believe that they are still here somewhere.
It's more probable than the other.
And with interference, our list of suspects has increased. With how many people were present, it is hard to decipher.
Do we know how many people were present?
An exact number? No. Just the visions. Many. I thought for sure looking into students who shared the hope, the desire to see Astria in a better place. I thought for sure that strength would help us. And it did nothing.
Disappointing. Although I don't think we were anticipating this.
No. An ounce of a clue. Anything to go off of is what I was hoping for. Now I must inform Malik that we've made no progress. I do not know the first. I do not know the first clue on investigation. I am hoping that is where Malik's expertise could come in. Or any of them really, or you if you have any ideas.
It's something I would have to think over. Although I am unfamiliar with scrying magic.
Even
I don't mean
skilled.
that in a sense of doing it.
No.
I mean that in a sense of trying to figure out what could have interfered with it.
Even the most skilled divinationists.
Or rather,
This could still happen.
that was my second point. Or rather, what might have gone wrong?
Hmm.
Do you want my aid here or elsewhere?
Here. I'd rather not walk around. People concerned. Seeing a wound like this, it's probably not normal.
Likely not. What do you think?
I think I'm angry. But I think I've disappointed them. And I feel the duty ever stronger to find answers even more.
One can only do so much, Alea. You said yourself, even the most skilled diviners would have encountered a similar issue.
I think perhaps first we start with the crew, the investor, Professor Everett, Tara, the new students. And we are not exempt either.
Takuya was also on that ship.
Yes. After that, should we not find the answers we need, then we explore a broader search. I think that is the logical next step. As much as it pains me to say. As truly I do not believe it was any of our students.
I don't want to believe that. I suppose I'll save my thoughts on something like that for when we have narrowed it down.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's pitch black.
Yes, it seems to get a bit dark at times.
It was really scary.
It was very scary in the library for me.
Gillikin is upset with the secrets kept from the students. I can understand not wanting to cause alarm, cause an uproar amongst one another, but at a time like this where everyone's wondering and everyone's going to ask anyway, I'm not sure that I see the benefit of hiding it.
I'm trying to think of a reason as to why it would be a good reason, but nothing springs to mind.
You didn't see anyone else enter the library, did you? When we were...
No, I didn't. However, where I wasn't... Let me say something quick. I was standing on this side as the spell was going. So if anyone were to have come in, it would have had to been upstairs, if there's a door. Because I could only see that
Vivian,
side of the balcony.
Jackson, Gillikin, Yuki. Oh. I don't suppose anyone would be so bold as to interfere here.
No, maybe not. There is a doorway up here, though.
Hmm. Tara wouldn't benefit. If it's a student, it would have to be personal. Still, no one is above investigation.
Well, I guess problems with Skyet.
Unfortunately, my understanding is that not many were close to her, for one reason or another.
I did find out something else a bit off topic. Something about Actaris.
Oh.
He's the magic professor, but when he and I was speaking, I guess, as of current, he can't cast any of his magic because of an incident about 3 months ago.
Yes. I believe he cast a spell outside of his circle range broke several of his bones, broke his mana gate in the process. We spoke about it lightly before the divination ceremony.
I see. I hadn't realized.
Malik has apparently offered to him that I will help repair his gate, which I will do so gladly, but I've been volunteered.
Not even asked if it was something in your ability range? Just volunteered?
Precisely. Did you learn anything else?
So far, no. I had a few interactions with some of the students, but that was about it.
Yes. I've learned who murdered the bandit, and I will be looking to have a conversation with Zuku of Team Ignis regarding the matter. I understand it is not that late into the night, however. I will be resting.
I believe I will be doing the same.
We have much to talk about in the morning.
I believe I'm going to try to make some sort of flyer that I can pass around to the dorms with all the information about the event.
That's a great idea.
For tomorrow.
Good night, Samar.